Hello, this is Pastor Ron Butram and Prophecy Dateline. We have a crisis going on. It's a missile crisis, one of many that we're going to be facing in these last days. LiveFaithTV.com is going to be your channel of the future, to come and to see what's taking place in the world. Let me go some pictures here. We have North Korean missile crisis at this moment. What we see here now on the screen, you actually see the missile that we had two of them that's being prepared at this moment to shoot against what is a 2,500-mile range. These missiles can actually shoot against our country in Alaska. Can you imagine that? North Korea could do this? Who armed them? The technology comes from Russia. And some of these technology that they're using to create missiles comes from our own country. What kind of range there is? We're seeing on the screen here a range that it goes all the way from Indonesia, Australia, Canada, and Hawaii. So today we have we're watching upon the news something that may dissolve to be nothing. But what if it doesn't? What happens when nuclear war comes? Let me tell you something. We look at our leaders and we say, do they really know what's happening? Today they know more than they act like they do. This is it. They see the world in trouble. They think different than we do. They think regional. And what will happen as they begin to understand when nuclear war happens, this is what will take place, and you watch what will happen. This illusion that we have of security in the world will be dissolved. Every nation will come to the realization that alone they will not survive. So they must unite. They must come together as a united world. With a united world, what happens? You have no boundaries. The sovereignty of each individual nation is gone. Our freedoms will be gone. You see, my freedom and your freedom here in America, that will be perceived as against their religious belief. Can you believe that? Yes. They'll actually perceive us right now as being evil. They are. Many things are taking place in our country where we're being perceived as evil. Even some actors are being blacklisted in Hollywood because they don't want to kill more babies. They are against abortion. What's happening? See, the time of Moses, they were killing babies. The time of Christ, they're killing babies. Satan would do anything to thwart the plans of God. So we have a one world government coming, and we have a one world currency taking place, because our nation is not going to make it financially. And even European Union, at this moment, European Union went in and took over Cyprus. And you know, they actually went into the private banks of the people in Cyprus and confiscated their money. Is that going to happen here? I'll guarantee you it's going to happen here. Your investment cannot be in this world because this world's crumbling. Your investment has got to be in God's kingdom, and that's it. But you know, if you have a one world government and you have a one world currency, what's missing? What are they not telling you? Oh, they speak of the one world order. They speak of a fair world order. But what are they really leaving out? A one world leader. Now, the Bible calls him the Antichrist. He will use Persia to enthrone him. And he will use the media to empower him to run the world. What was happening at this moment? We're witnessing the changing of our entire world's atmosphere, aren't we? Let me read a little bit to you from the writings of my wife and I. Before mankind are many separate fronts of war, both spiritual and physical. The leaders of darkness do not yet appear to be connected in the physical realm. But without a doubt, they're allied in the spiritual. Goals are accomplished one skirmish at a time. War fronts are eventually intermingling, coming together. We are facing World War III. It's on the horizon. It's one war at a time, one soul at a time. But appearing to be disjointed has kept the illusion alive. Conspirators will always be a step ahead of their prey. Superior intellect in ever-developing subtle ways, directing a top-secret agenda Wow, can you imagine that? A top secret agenda. Is it the man behind the curtain days? Yes, it is. Listen, don't worry about Big Brother. You better worry about his whole family. You better worry about Grandpa and Grandma and everybody else. Big Brother is not what we're facing. We're facing a government, a world government that you will neither buy, sell, or trade unless you have a chip in your right hand. We're looking at ourselves and you say, is there hope? Is there hope for the world? No. Because Jesus said, heaven and earth shall pass away. But you know what? There's hope in Christ. There's hope in Yeshua, who came and died on the cross for you. See, there is only one God. This thing of coexistence, that all these different gods are real and everybody's all equal. Listen, we'll never be equal. Because our God, the one you serve, is the one and only true God. There's only one way of salvation. There's not a dozen. There's only one, and that's through Christ. There's only one God who died for you, and that's the Lord, and He's coming back soon. Thank you for joining us. We are facing a crisis in the world. What about the crisis in your spiritual life? You can believe Christ can save you. All you have to do is say, Jesus, forgive me of my sins, and step away from the life you're leading. He can empower you to do that. We're going to be teaching now, very soon now, on the gifts of the Spirit. So watch, stay tuned. This is Pastor Ron Butram on LiveFaithTV.com with Prophecy Dateline. Thank you for joining us. Shalom.